Welcome back, everybody, to another podcast. I'm glad to have you here. We got some special guests flown in all the way from the East Coast. You know who they are. Welcome the boys. Welcome back, lads. We got Danny and Zeke on the podcast. I'm pumped to tell you. Let's freaking go. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Let's go! Let's go!
Dude, it's my favorite Circle Jerk podcast. The number one Circle Jerk podcast in Union Pier.
It became a Circle Jerk podcast.
The number one Circle Jerk podcast in fantasy football.
Yeah.
It didn't mean to be that way, honest.
Yeah. It's just interesting when you get a Jack, Tommy, and Jeff in the same room with you narrating. You know, it's kind of like it just becomes, you know, nobody has individual thoughts. They all just become one. Like, I don't know. They just become this one giant penis.
They start resembling each
Instead
other.
Of hands.
They're getting like a Frankenstein's monster.
It's one giant penis, and everyone has their own hand, and they're all stroking the one. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's with this term pass catcher? That's such a thing. That's like what a soccer player would say. Oh yeah, pass catcher. Not even a fucking thing.
Boys, I got my camera showing. I don't know if you guys want to show your faces, but feel free. I got it playing in the corner of our little show there. But you guys don't have to if you don't want to. But so welcome to the show. We got some stuff to talk about, as you guys could hear is from the intro.
Yeah.
And Zeke's got a little bone to pick from the last podcast.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
So do you want to start with that? Yeah. Start with the bone to pick. Sure.
I just feel like, you know, last year it was obvious that the team wasn't fully mine. You know, it was half in, half out. Kyle's mine, Stephanie's, whatever you want to build the record and throw it against me. That's fine. I'll take the bad season. You know, mm-hmm. I know a handful of dudes that had bad seasons, but this season's the first season where I've actually have the keys in the ignition. It's been turned over to me, and I'm doing quite well. And it's just like I hear these guys talk about my matchups, the matchups, and then they get to me and Austin. Okay. Austin is I'm playing a team that has lost 5 games in a row.
6.
He's 9-5, and yet these Peach Pit pals think
5-9,
and they think Austin has the edge because I had one down week. It's pathetic.
All right. What did you say? He's due. He's lost 5 in a row. He's due.
6.
I think I just think he's absolutely broken. All right. Here's some fun facts for Jeff, Jack, Tommy, Bruce, and even you, Danny. Okay, these are 5 guys that have a
6
rings combined. 0 rings combined. Okay, and they have the audacity to this stats and here's my inclinations and here's what I think. They have 0 rings combined. All right, so here it is. This whole season, I've either been in first and second in this whole league. I'm the only team to beat each 1 through 7 ranked, and all teams in the playoff. I've beat every single team that's in the current playoffs. Bruce twice. I've been in, barring this last week, I've been in the 100 club, the only one. I had 2.
Well, you're not anymore.
We were the last 3, to be honest. That's all. That was us 3. We made it the longest.
That's us 3. Yeah.
If we're talking about a survival club.
Well, I made it the longest. Let's be clear.
All right.
Okay, and then there was
let's not sell us.
We all did make 101 time. It's not about consent. If anything, you're slipping at a bad moment.
Okay, here. All right, let's not digress. The longest winning streak.
I'm trying to keep you on your toes.
The longest winning streak of the league is 5 games. Jeff did that once. Guess what? I did that twice. I have the best record in the league.
That's true.
I have the best record in the league, 11-3, and the reason why I have the best record is I beat the other 11-3 team. Okay, if it was the college football playoffs, I'd be in and Jeff would be out.
And Jeff beat FSU
All right.
or Georgia.
I'm ranked number 3 in points for. So Jack keeps saying, "Oh, well, if I had your schedule, dude, number 3 in points for, suck on it." And then it's just like I have all these stats, all these like upper echelon stats to just like give, okay? And yet we have Jeff, Jack, Tommy dropped out. He doesn't talk that much shit because he doesn't want to get hit. And then Bruce and even Danny, you guys just keep talking shit, and you have
gotta talk shit.
But there's nothing. All right?
Zeke's like, how dare you talk shit? Only
when I'm paired up against a 5-9 turd, and the computer projects.
That's due. The team is due.
The computer projects me to win the match.
It does.
No, Austin's due. Austin has the most complete team he's had all year. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. I'm going to stomp on him for each and every one of you. All right, let's go.
Wait, so Zeke, I'm just curious. When you put on the headphones and you listen to the podcast, you expect just everyone to be sucking your dick for the entire show?
No.
Is that how you wake up and listen to podcasts?
No, I expected people
respect
after finishing 11-3, being the number 2 team with all those stats and accolades, for there to be a little bit of fucking, tickling of the balls. But
a little bit more respect on your name is what you were expecting.
It was zero respect.
And you felt like you got zero respect. And you know what? If we listen back to it, we did kind of straight away start giving it to Austin. We really didn't give you too much. We didn't give you as much due, maybe, as we gave Austin.
Yeah.
Austin's a guy in the 6th game heater. I mean, 5.
Yeah, but Austin won his last game, and I lost my last game. So that's their amazing analysis on who's going to win the next one going forward. It's pathetic.
Austin lost his last game too.
It's amazing. And here's the thing: Stroud questionable with a concussion. Like not a big deal. Tyreek came in and played after his injury, so he's definitely coming back next week. Not a big deal. Madison, he's a single-digit running back. He's nothing on my squad. I'm going to just replace him with another single-digit running back who might actually be turning it on and be better at this point. So it's like I'm still complete. They just had an off week. Everybody's back. Kyler's back. I played without Kyler. It's just I'm complete. I'm ready for the playoffs. And if I have to run through Austin, James, and Jeff to do so, because let's face it, Jack isn't getting past you. He's not. I mean, he had a scary team looking at the middle of the season, but I just he doesn't have the winning formula. And then so I'm gonna crush Austin, and I'm gonna face you, James. It's gonna be an epic match. It might be a coin flip because we both have one each. It's about whose players play the best. And then let's face it, I really think. Well, we'll get into the matchups. Let's not waste too much time on this bullshit.
All right, let's start with the matchups. Oh, geez, I see we're getting crashed here.
Well, actually, can I rebut what Zeke said real quick?
Why not?
I think the danger. Well, okay, once you get into the playoffs, it's tabula rasa. Like, I think you can have whatever stats over the year, record, whatever. What matters is you're one of the 7 teams, and anything can happen after that point. Like, you get one catastrophic injury, you got one guy throwing out a dud. There's no margin for error. I think it's kind of dangerous. I'm going to say I love Dak Prescott, and I respect the fantasy gods. Making predictions is pretty dangerous because one slip up and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So very easily, I mean, Austin can have an amazing week, and it's over.
Yeah. But here's another stat. I've never lost 2 games in a row, so I'm not worried about Austin.
But I hear you. But I think playoffs, you're a fresh baby. You got anything can happen.
All the same, you gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. Boys, let's break into we got some party crashers in the background. I see them lurking if they want to announce themselves at any point.
Yeah,
but,
bring them in.
I just see them lurking. But all the same, let's get into this first matchup, which I think is going to be Sharp Fingers and Best Physique of the Week. Which we got Jared Goff going off against Denver. Denver's defense been pretty decent lately. They're going to Denver, but Denver is porous in the run game, and Austin double dipping.
Yeah, but playing a mile high, going from Detroit where you're kind of sea level, and then going the mile high, it's
lake level.
Kind of game. Yeah, lake level. And Denver's defense is coming alive. I'm not worried about his two-headed Detroit Lion monster who choked to the Bears. The fact that he has all these Lions on his team, it just shows how of course he's lost the last 5. He's going to continue to lose right here. And I hate to say it because I love Austin. His heart's in it. Okay, he's a good manager, but it's not his time. He's not going to get past me. I'm the number 2 in the league.
I mean, per these check marks, he's overmatched. I mean, when you look quarterback to quarterback, Kyler Murray versus Goff, who do you want? You probably want Kyler Murray most weeks, but Goff
He's playing San Francisco, isn't he?
And Kyler Murray's playing San Francisco, though, and Goff is playing Denver. Both tough defenses. Both at home, too. So that is something. Wait, no. So Goff is at Detroit. They're not in Denver.
Okay.
They're not in Denver.
Goff's in a dome.
They're in the
dome. He likes domes.
Oh, yeah, he's a dome thrower. So that's an advantage to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray is also at home against San Francisco. So San Francisco
And here's
has
the thing.
trouble.
San Francisco's a tough D, but I can see Kyler Murray getting into trouble and scrambling. And those are yummy points when a quarterback decides to run.
And if we look at the other quarterbacks, though, Baker Mayfield versus C.J. Stroud with a headache. C.J. Stroud not at his full powers. That might be, you might lean Baker in that regard, and then you might be streaming if C.J. Stroud has to go and sit out the game for, for instance. And you might
Houston doesn't want CJ to sit out because
they can't afford it. But they got
Baker.
They got Davis Mills, who can throw a game if they need to.
Yeah, Houston's in the hunt. They need him to play.
That is true.
But how much do you think you beat Austin by?
Double digits. I don't think Austin gets over 105. And so I'm going to be, I think, 123. So that's what I think it's going to be 123 to 105 next.
Yeah, Austin's going to be lucky to hit 110. I think he's going to be lucky to hit 110. But Zeke has been known to hit 100. And so that's what could happen this week, especially if Tyreek Hill doesn't get the ball as much as he needs to because his ankle's hobbling, especially if CJ Stroud is at half his powers, especially if Travis Kelce is the number 1 guy X'd out by Bill Belichick. The other running back issue. So there are, question marks. All the same, Zeke's team has been, admittedly, the more consistent team all season long. So
all season.
Up until last week.
Up until last week. When Kyler did not play, Stroud went out early and so did Tyreek, and Madison got injured as well. So
Fair
it's
enough.
like, of course I was bound to lose that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. What would have been interesting is if I didn't give up Russ and I kept him like I planned to week 14 and dropped him this week. Russ put up 15 and a half, and I think Kmet put up 9. And so exchanging them out for Mitchell and whoever the fuck I put in the other spot, it would have been a lot closer and it would have been a lot interesting. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're here. I lost the number 1 spot. I'm gonna have to earn it, and it's gonna make the juice all that sweeter. I really. So I'm happy to be number 2.
Boys, I'm getting a signal from the lady. We're gonna take a quick break here for station identification. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Does that mean James getting a quick beach or something? What is that? he's stepping out to get a quick
Kitchen's
beach.
on fire.
All right, I got Jeff winning the championship. I think his team is stacked all around, and I like him to beat bum-ass Zeke in the championship. This year, I really like how it's different from my other leagues with the Superflex. I think that it adds a lot of variety to your lineup, going 2 quarterback or going an extra receiver or running back. And I think that you could really get creative at, especially when I start drafting my own team.
And we're back. Thanks for sticking with us through that break, everybody. Well, so we just covered Sharp Fingers and Best Physique of the Week. I think we covered about half as much as we wanted to. I mean, we're looking at the running back situation here. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook. I think Austin's got you in the running back department.
Yeah, he does.
But then
I
look
think
at the
Kamara-
receivers.
I think Kamara's gonna go ham because it's a big week for Saints. I think they play somebody it's gonna be just a shit show of points. I think they play Jacksonville. I'm not sure, but I think Kamara's gonna go ham. As long as Taysom doesn't steal his touchdowns.
Yeah, that's been happening.
I was gonna say, if he's healthy, he vultures Kamara's touchdowns.
On occasion, yeah, definitely. Rams D going against Washington. You got to be confident about that. Tyler Bass playing the Dallas D. Dallas will be stopping them on occasion, you'd think. And so, not bad plays there. Matt Gay's been a great kicker, though, for Indy when, because Gardner Minshew can't get the job done all the time. Steelers defense has been reliable. Those are kind of close to toss-ups there. I kind of give it to Steelers on the D-line. And I give it to Gay for kicker, too. I think Austin's got you beat there as well. But so, I mean, that's what makes this very interesting, because when we look at your wide receivers, though, you got Kelsey, Hill, Evans. Austin's got Justin Jefferson, Amari Cooper. I mean, no slouches.
Yeah, but who's throwing those guys the ball?
Exactly. It's going to be, what's the backup quarterback for Minnesota?
Dobbs.
No,
Mullins.
It's somebody else. It's Mullins.
It's Mullins.
And it's going to be Joe Flacco throwing Cooper. Oh,
well, Flacco is good.
Good enough to, get through a game or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what makes this a little. This makes it interesting, especially because you got those 2 injuries, Zeke. So I mean, you definitely got to be hoping that Tyreek can summon it and that Stroud gets going for this game. But he did not practice today.
Yeah,
James, what do you think the score is of this game?
I'm thinking it's gonna be 108 to 118. 8. Ooh, wait, 81. 81 to 108. That's what I'm getting through the tea leaves.
Okay.
Wow.
I think it goes to Austin on 108 to 81.
I love it.
That's awesome. That's such a good prediction, James. To his face.
I've looked through the tea leaves. I'm just looking through the tea leaves. I see struggles for Tyreek. I see struggles for CJ. I see struggles for Travis Kelce against Bill Belichick. I see Mike Evans have it.
Zeke comes on looking for respect.
I want to give him respect.
To his face, you say he's going to get 81 points.
And Austin's had,
I'm not a Zeke fan, but
Austin's still going to be praying.
Insane.
Amari Cooper from Flacco, no slouch. I mean, Justin Jefferson, he's hurt. He's coming back from 2 injuries. Like, Austin could be the 81 in this instance. Like, I might just be getting things backwards. It could... 81-108. That'd be crazy if that's scored either way.
It's all right, James. I'm gonna get your scalp in the semis. So
no, you're not. It's not gonna happen. I'm taking everybody's scalp this year. Let's do it. But that's how you got to figure for now.
I keep fantasizing just being on the beach with our kids and, just like having a beer, and people can't unsee the giant fucking ring on my finger when I'm lifting my kid up in the air and sipping beers and shit. Like it's gonna be, and I won't even talk about it. I don't even need to talk about it. If somebody wants to bring it up, I'll talk about the win and everything. But like
that should be something we start doing though, Zeke. Maybe we start getting rings.
I looked into it, man. Etsy makes these awesome fake ones, the custom fake ones. And they're like really dope. They're like blinged out. They're super big, and you can like get them for like $45. Really, really great quality.
Yeah, if you're a past champion, you could potentially just go get one because it's honorable. Typically, that's what the owners do anyway. They buy their own rings anyway. So
I plan on buying my own.
So yeah, I might do that too. I like that idea. I almost got Bruce. I almost got it was for the Gabriella and Ryan last year. I almost got them a chain. I sent it to Ryan. It was like a sick championship football chain. I almost got it. We almost pulled it off, but instead we went with our usual mug.
I mean, and the trophy's cool too. I'd love to bring the trophy to Philly.
Oh, Tommy's trophy, I love it. But so typically you get like a beer stein or like a beer mug or some sort of, something you could sip out of with pride during draft night, the next season.
Which I think we should have if we can manage. I mean, those that can't make it don't have to, but I mean, I think it'd be great to have a real life draft board at the compound.
Be sick, boys.
That would be awesome.
We'd have to do it Labor Day weekend, and that's usually we're usually drafting Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday of Labor Day week. If we could pull it off around then, maybe we do it. Maybe Saturday or Sunday, and we just have a fucking day of it. Uncle Jay and the whole crew comes out.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Let's move on to the next matchup here, boys. That's going to be Team Danky Punch versus My Name's Bruce.
Here's the thing.
Well, let me say something real quick. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Z.
I think these guys that talked earlier didn't put any respect on Danny's name either. And while 75% of me doesn't blame them, there's 25% that's like, yo, your fifth seed. You made it. Your fourth seed or fifth? Was it fifth?
Fifth.
Yeah, your fifth seed. You made it in, and aside from your last loss, you've been getting beyond that 110 mark, and
consistency punch.
He's starting to come alive, and so it just their comment about you chasing points. While I kind of see that, they just only talked about that. And it's like, look, I get it. Bruce is a nice guy. He's analytical and he has some really great points and stuff. But I don't know. Bruce's team looks good, but he's completely beatable, man. He's completely beatable. And I do see Danky Punch punching through this and getting the dub.
I'm loving the Dark Alliance. I think. Man, the pod last night got people fired up. What I was going to say, I was going to comment on the point chasing and say that if Jeffrey was managing my lineup, my team would be 3-10 because that motherfucker can't make a correct decision. Danky is held together by strings and rubber bands. Like, I got a weird fucking lineup. Every week, I got Schrodinger's Danky, where every week, if I play a guy, he's going to put up 3, and if I bench him, he's going to put up 25. That's just the nature of the game. I'm just happy to be in the playoffs, and I think anything can happen.
But one could argue that Jeff, this year at least, has made really good decisive decisions with all of his pickups. Like, he's picked up amazing players based on those decisions.
So he's had easy pivots too. Like, so when he does pivot, Danny's saying he kind of looks into it.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I every week, Jeff asks me for lineup advice. I pick the right guys for him to start. He doesn't start them. They score off. They go off on his bench, and then he texts me really bad advice about my lineup.
Yeah. He's always texting really weird shit behind the scenes. But let me just say this: if you had to face James or you had to face Jeff, who would you rather face?
In the playoffs, I don't care. I really think it's game to game, and it doesn't matter. It's like it's roulette.
Yeah, I'd rather I wouldn't want to face James, and obviously, I'll have to do that if I win because I really don't see Jack getting past James, and I don't think Jeff is the scariest grider. Let alone I think he's a top 4 team, but I don't think he's number 1, and I don't think
Yeah,
he's number
Austin's the
2.
scariest rider.
Yeah.
Austin's
But
terrifying.
I think because he's been riding that number 1 horse and he lost it, he got number 2 and he's back. He thinks his shit doesn't stink, and so all the words that come out of his mouth, he thinks it's like the Bhagwan. Like he thinks he's like this Rahanishi, fucking Zen master, dude. He doesn't. It's like it's so crazy. And look, he's a smooth talker. All right, he's got the podcast lingo. You like his voice is soothing, but it's just so typical. It's just typical shit. It's so predictable and typical. Like I mean, I literally was working out, listening to the podcast this morning, and falling asleep every time I heard Jeff's voice. It was so ridiculous.
I will give Jeff credit. He's been amazing at streaming defenses, and he has made Puka was a great pickup. I think he's been a solid manager, but he is also a used car salesman.
Boys, we're talking about Danky Punch and Bruce's matchup here. We stripped it off to Jeffrey.
Sorry.
So we got Saquon Barkley. We got Saquon Barkley.
Wait, real quick. Zeke, let's do the grider fear rankings. Which grider are you most scared of, and which one are you least scared of? I'm going to start. Austin, number 1. The other 2, don't care.
I'm scared of James. I'm not scared of Austin, and which is ironic because I've only lost to Austin and James, but
and me.
But
you have me.
Jeff has a good team, and it could either show up or it doesn't show up. I think that's what it is. But Austin's team definitely isn't showing up. So it's like I do feel like I got. And again, I don't mean to this is not I'm not trying to be a brag or push down Austin's team. He has a great team, a good team. Sorry, not great, not good. He has an alright team, but it's not it's literally like having a bye. I'm number 2 spot. I have a bye.
Oh, I love it.
I would say I disagree there because if you had Tommy, who just lost Keenan Allen, in addition to Herbert, I mean that's more of what you're talking about. Austin's still got some dangerous people who, should they, be healthy enough to get through the week, they could hurt you. So that's the thing.
Well, especially if like you say, James, Zeke scores 81 points.
if he's that team, one's the 108 and one's the 81.
It's cool, man. Everybody hates the loudest mouth. I understand that, people want to see the loudest mouth lose, and I'm the loudest mouth, so I know I know that what wins to see lose, and I get that. I get that hatred. So I don't expect them to fucking suck my dick. It's all good.
So Bruce is starting Russell Wilson, having had to drop Justin Fields. Starting Russell Wilson, Zeke's old quarterback, and Lamar Jackson versus Danny's Jalen Hurts and Matthew Stafford. Stafford's going against the Washington Redskins, which, you got to love that matchup for Danny. And Hurts going against Seattle, who's, they're not the greatest, but they're also not the worst. So not a great matchup for Hurts, but, not the worst. Russell Wilson taking on Detroit. That's in, Russell Wilson, they'll be okay. And then Lamar Jackson, mostly, doesn't matter on the matchup. Jacksonville, they got a good defense, and they're away.
Points. And I think Hurts is a competitor. He's lost 2 in a row, and he has a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to come out guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they both have Lamar. Lamar can be hit or miss, and usually after he has a.
Did we lose you?
No.
Yeah, we lost you.
He said usually after he has
I was saying Lamar usually has an amazing week, and then the week after he has an amazing week, he kind of has an average or below par week.
And he's away at Jacksonville, and Jacksonville might be due. It depends if tall his quarterback is playing for Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Old tall.
Old tall, what's his face?
Yeah.
But if I look at once again, I want to look more at the running backs here because running back situation, Danke has Josh Jacobs. He needs to have him healthy. If you have a healthy Josh Jacobs going in, and you could run Ezekiel Elliott, at least you got those two running backs to hang your head on. I'm a little less sure about Deonta Foreman. On the other side, you got Saquon Barkley and DeAndre Swift for Bruce. Bruce has got some solid running backs.
Don't forget about Connor.
Yeah, Connor's
I did
solid.
pass over Connor. I did.
I'm pretty deep at running back.
Okay, you guys, fair enough. Both of you guys got deep at running back. We look at wide receiver, Chris Olave versus Amon St. Brown.
Paper thin. Yeah.
Nico Collins is hurt, might not play, but they're trying to get him to play. Yeah, he's a little razor thin there at wide receiver. And he might end up playing, Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I think Barkley is turning it on. Swift, Jackson. I don't know. It's going to be an uphill battle for Danny. I just think that Ezekiel it's been playing really great. I think Hurts is going to has a chip on his shoulder. I think there are players that are due for Danny. Looking at it, Bruce should win. But I just have a feeling Danny's going to fucking come alive this week and get the dub.
I'm not saying shit. I have no idea what happens. I love the fantasy gods. I love Dak Prescott. I hope Josh Jacobs' knee is healthy.
I think Danny might take this week in a surprise turn of events.
I don't like this talk, boys. I don't know about this talk.
I mean, because I feel like you guys are kind of thin in similar places. I think you guys are both kind of got the quarterback solved. You both got running back solved. But then we get to your wide receivers. Both of you are guys wide receivers. And then, after Olave, after Amon St. Brown, Amon-Ra.
For me, it's going to be Laporta.
Kind of a little bit of a fall off for both of you there in that regard. And really, I think it's going to come down to your guys' flex plays.
Mm-hmm.
Both of your guys' flex plays, it's going to come down to that.
Taste on, baby.
But I have less than 5% chance either of these teams win it all. So I don't want to spend too much time on this.
I love that. I love that.
Bruce has been on a tear lately. So, I think Bruce might get the edge on Danny if we're looking at past history, just like the past 3-4 weeks. But we'll see. Yeah, Tabla Rosa. We'll see what it goes. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Bruce.
Love it.
But I'm not counting Danke out in this one. I can't. It's similar to you can't count Zeke out of the Austin matchup. I can't count Danke out of this Bruce matchup.
Oh, you can't count Zeke out of the Austin.
It's so silly.
Probably not. You probably can't.
It's literally the most disrespectful thing.
You can't count the number 2 seed versus a team with 5 wins. That's a good point, James.
It's the most disrespectful shit that you've said. What do you mean you can't count me out, dude? What
Zeke, you have a fighting chance versus Austin. Yeah. He's right. You have a fighting chance.
It's ridiculous.
All right, boys, we're going to go to break real quick. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right, we'll catch you. Hopefully, you guys come back for more Throw and Roast. Make sure you put that like button and comment for our amazing guests here for potentially one of our last few segments coming up. All right, guys, see you on the other side.
What the fuck's happening? You want another commercial break?
Since when do you do commercial breaks?
Just wait. Just pause for 1 minute. For 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right, for the playoffs, we got Zeke taking on Austin, who's heading into the playoffs losing 6 in a row, pretty much in the same position as Tommy, losing 4 in a row, just barely squeaking into the playoffs. So they're both hanging on to a prayer that they're going to advance to the second round. Jeff with the bye out of nowhere, thanks to me beating Zeke that last game of the season. He's hoping that his team will scrape together a win in that second round after that bye, but it'll probably be facing Zeke, I'd predict. Bruce looking to take out Danke Punch Danky Punch also with a two-game losing streak heading into the playoffs, but I think he's going to pull through. I got Danny in that matchup. And then Jack. I think Jack's going to move on. Jack and Allison's Union Pier Machines. I want to see them make a nice little run into the playoffs. As for next year, this was a rebuilding year for me. I think we're going to come back strong with my strategy next year. I think we're going to have a better position player year. It's going to be a down QB year, just like it was this year. And I'm hopefully going to have a less injury-prone squad. That's where we're at.
Danky Punch beats Bruce. Propaganda beats Machines, whatever. I don't know. I'm probably gonna kick Zeke's ass, but I'm probably gonna lose to you. Next match, Jeffrey's gonna overpower Danny, and it's gonna be Jeffrey and you. And I think Jeffrey's gonna take the cake.
Okay, good. We're back. Welcome
James,
back.
you have ads now?
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us here on Throwing Ropes. And it's been fun listening to everything we got here and going on with Danny, Zeke, and all you guys, all you contributors to the amazing podcast that we always run here every week. We greatly appreciate you guys listening. But, guys, we got the last matchup to talk about, potentially the game of the week. Union Pier Machines taking on Social Propaganda. Projections 125 to 128. What are we looking at, boys?
I don't understand how Jack is projected that many points. Because I'm looking at his lineup, and Rashee Rice, boring. Chase, I mean, he's got a backup throwing him the ball. You have Pollard, who's been asleep all season. You have Howell, who's been Mr. Interception. And, hopefully Cincinnati sees the red zone enough to give McPherson enough, kicks. It's just a really boring lineup. There's a few studs. I mean, Prescott's playing out of his mind. But if you look over to who they're facing, you just have a melee. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Ayuk, and Brown. That's a three-headed monster. James has created a three-headed receiving monster. Oh, sorry, pass-catching monster. And then look at his quarterback, Tagovailoa. It just throws, to everywhere, to everyone. I mean, this dude and Allen, they're huge quarterbacks. You have Cleveland going against Chicago. Chicago could show up and Chicago could come out there and not show up and give Cleveland defense a lot of points. And then you have San Francisco's kicker, who's going to be booting extra points, if not field goals. So it's just like, I don't know. Zach Moss is due. I see James beating Jack by more than 20 points.
Danky?
I mean, I don't think we can write James off. That's what I would say. You got a shot in this one, James.
Yeah.
I'm
looking at, and I don't agree with this. I understand why he's playing San Francisco defense because they're hot. But you're going against New England, man. New England has these quarterbacks that love to throw interceptions and make big mistakes. And I think Kansas City's just ready to take that opportunity and gobble those up. I mean, Kansas City's not I mean, they've been playing the last four have been absolutely, bottom of the barrel, atrocious. But week 6 through week 9, they've been 16, 13, 10, 15. I think Kansas City's due, and Patriots are the perfect team to test that on. So not that switching those out even gives Jack a chance or Allison a chance, because I really think that he has no fucking shot. I'm actually hoping Jack wins so that I play him next, because I do not want to go up against this lineup that James has going on. The propaganda is fucking real, and I'm hoping for an Allison win, but I think James has in the bag by at least 20 points.
I'm not making any predictions. I think anyone could win this game.
Oh my god, bro! You came on here to make predictions. Just make one. Do it.
No, I came on here to show respect to the fantasy gods.
Oh my god.
Because I would call yesterday a jinx fest.
Well, we all know what you're thinking, and we all know who you're predicting. So you don't even just need to say
who am I thinking? Who am I predicting?
You know James has the better squad. Like, how could you predict the other squad?
No, I don't know that. I don't. It's seriously. It's two virgin teams.
Dude, the Union Queer Queens has nobody that beats the opposite side. Like Prescott, maybe that's it, but Pollard doesn't beat Hall.
I love Dak Prescott.
Williams beats Moss, but that's it. Lamb beats Chase. Ayuk beats Rice. Brown beats Waddle. Tagovailoa beats Howell. The Cleveland's defense and San Francisco are going to cancel each other out, and Moody beats McPherson. It's like I bet you that's how it plays out.
What's the final score? What's your prediction?
I see James getting 128 to 135, and I can see Union Peer Machines maybe getting to 118. And I know I'm crazy. But guys, remember, this is fantasy, okay? This is not real life. It's fantasy. So
Right.
if you want to hate me in this fantasy realm, go ahead. In real life, we're all boys. We're all friends and stuff. But you got to get your shit together, and you got to be real. And after the display of last night's podcast, you guys all circle jerking and doing this fucking like, oh yeah, man, everybody on this podcast is going to advance and move forward. It's so silly.
Ring around the rosy. Ring around the rose.
If I could just say something really quick. I 100% agree with Zeke. I don't know how our team is projected so much. I don't agree with it. I think James is going to be close to an impossible barrier to blow up and get past, but I don't agree with or I don't disagree with anything that has been said so far. So I mean, I hope I win.
Wow! What a different tune.
I would pick James' squad
Wow,
too.
it's almost like a different person's on the podcast tonight. Who's talking there?
What? I wasn't on the podcast last night saying,
man.
James,
It's a mature man.
Wow, tail between his legs shows up. Says, actually, I'm not one of the top three teams.
But
Wow,
I think the more important thing to say is that last night we were just saying, Zeke, with the Tyreek injury and three-headed monster not doing as good as that you would think, with you would expect 20 points a game from each of them. I feel like,
Yeah, Jack, do you think Zeke?
I don't know.
Do you think Zeke gets more than 81 points?
I don't know. We got 77 last week.
He'll get more than 81.
Okay. If I lose,
like 87.
Zeke, tell me you're not a little scared of Austin.
Austin has lost 6 in a row.
5.
But that means he's due. He's due. He's due.
He's picked. He's matched up against the wrong one, dude. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Watch him put up. I don't know. What's Austin's max score? 108.
That's what I called. I called 108 to 81. That was my prediction for the score.
Ridiculous.
Is Stroud playing Zeke? Is Stroud going to play?
I think he is, and I think I'm gonna.
I think they hold Nico Collins out and Stroud this week.
Yeah, I think Nico and Stroud are both playing, and I bet you that I am in the 120s.
And what are you saying Austin's at? Sub 100?
No, I think he'll do like 103.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But hey, you know what, Jack? Ever since you got on this, the vibes changed, man. You need to like hop back off and let us
All
finish
right, we're
this.
out of here. We're out of
Yeah,
here. Later. Love y'all.
That's all I need to say.
Oh wow, that was wild. Well, we'll catch up with you guys right around after this break.
What? Oh. The fuck.
As far as betting, Cortland Sutton has been a really big winner because he scores almost every week. Not every week, of course, but he's a good touchdown scorer bet to place. He scores almost every week, and they usually, they were sleeping on him a little bit. They gave him some good odds. And then I've been taking a page out of Bruce's book and playing with spreads a little bit more this year. And then other than that, I think I'm kind of getting back into the old strat where you don't take that long of parlays. You just put a little bit more on it, like 20 to win 60 or something like that instead of these 10 to win 150 or whatever. All I can think of right now.
And we're back.
Apologies to my heart goes out to everyone with Billy Corganitis.
Yeah.
I gotta find that commercial.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's online. I'll look it up. I'll insert that there.
This was me. I couldn't even throw a ball. Do you suffer from asthma or the common bilicorganitis? Do you have trouble breathing even after the smallest task? Well, now there's hyperoxynyl adrenaline, also known as Rufonixous. It helps you be better than you really are. Side effects include unexpected gases, trouble hearing, impaired vision, itchy nipples. Other side effects are heart failure, liver disease, severe cramps, collapsed pancreas, rectal bleeding, SIDS, unexplained body odor, sweaty crevices, loss of balance, and in some cases, horrible death. Thanks to Rufonixous, all my asthmatic problems were solved. Oh! That was unexpected.
Power rankings are tough because it's an ever-living thing. But also, power rankings right now in the playoffs don't really matter because anyone really could win. But right now, we just finished, week 14, week 15? And I think my power rankings go, and I feel bad saying myself, but I feel me, James, Jack, Bruce, Zeke, Danny, and Austin. That is my power rankings as of now, and of course that can change next week, right? There could be injuries, there could be a rising star. I mean, things can change, but as of now, that's where I stand.
I respect Jack for getting on, and he just wasn't playing any games. He was really real, and I appreciate him setting this story straight. So it's good.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. This is fun.
So I crossed him off my list. Now I just have is Jeff, Danny. Bruce made a comment today that put him on my list, and then
oh, buddy, I've been backing you up this whole podcast.
Yeah, but you've been saying shit all season that I'll never take you off my list. Like you're always going.
Never take you off my list ever again. Jeffrey
that means the comments were good.
Jeffrey and Danny, Jeffrey and Danny are mortal enemies, not Zeke and Danny. Come on.
Jeff and I got a call today where Jeff was like, "Are you actually mad at me?" And I was like, no, dude, I love you. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Zeke, you're not on my list.
No.
All right. Well, that's cool.
I wish you all the best.
I mean,
You guys want to spend some words and toss some gravel on the graves of multiple scoregasms and big ol' titties taking on each other this week?
here's what I wanted. I mean, like, I think we got through all the teams. I think it would be interesting to project the winner of the consolation bracket. Who do we think is going to win that?
All right, let's talk it out because Fibonacci's hurt this week. He lost his quarterback for the rest of the year, and he's lost Keenan Allen at least this week. He's in trouble, but he's on bye. So he's got a chance to recover. Scoregasms versus titties. Scoregasms been on a tear.
I think Scoregasms wins it all. Wins that consolation bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his lineup. You got DK, you got Debo, Trevor Lawrence, Gardner Minshew. You know, there's some talent there. Look at titties. You got Brock Purdy, Devonta Smith, Derrick Henry. Eckler's not had a good year.
Eckler's slow.
Scoregasms might have some more guys.
I'm gonna give this consolation bracket to Titties because he beat me last game of the season, and I think he's coming in hot. And if he beats Scoregasms, that's another hot team.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be on a roll and he'll win it all. So I think if TDs can get past Scoregasms, I think he wins it all.
Goon Squad's taking on Shamans on the other side.
I see Goon Squad fucking taking it because he has McCaffrey, ATN, and he just needs his quarterbacks to go off or his receivers to go off, and he's good.
Well, ATN's taking on Baltimore.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the better
Baltimore,
running
you
backs for
never know.
sure, but yeah, it's true. And
Baltimore
they're
has
traveling.
weird bad games. Yeah,
They do.
I'm surprised Jay didn't make the playoffs this year. I think he had to have Christian McCaffrey not make the playoffs is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, and then you look at Shamans though. He's got one of those. In any other year, it might be a three-headed monster. Diggs, Pittman, Cup. In any other year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jake
Yeah, I got,
look at his. He's running Ohio running backs too. Jake Browning, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I love that combo.
I got TDs doing consolation. Actually, when we lose, do we drop back to the consolation ladder or no? Oh, there's a winner's consolation. Okay.
Yeah, there's a
So
winner's consolation. Yeah.
I got TDs winning it.
Yeah, titties or Shaman. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised. Uncle Jay, Goon Squad. No. He just doesn't have the wide receivers there. Shamans. I mean.
It's
I don't
crazy
know.
how
We're not you're not cutting Fibonacci sequence any meat.
He's in trouble.
I don't know, man.
Everyone on this team's fucked up.
He's got dude. Here's his quarterbacks. Tommy's quarterbacks: Nick Mullins, Tommy DeVito.
Wow.
I mean, I like Tommy DeVito.
I think he's done. We'll give it to Shaman. Shaman's titties, Scoregasms.
It's like Tommy. Ever since Tommy put in that replacement team, it's like ever since he put in that replacement team, he had a few wins after that, but then he just kind of fell off the face of the earth, kind of like he did in the podcast last night, just like disappeared and nobody even cared or wondered why. And like,
oh, I cared.
We knew.
I mean, I did too, but the people on the podcast didn't seem to fucking care or wonder why. And like, it just kind of seems kind of apropos of the season and where he's going to go on this consolation ladder. No offense,
That's
Tom.
a nice analogy.
That is a nice, it's funny analogy. Yeah, I like your argument for big old titties. I'm not sure I could give it to him quite yet. I'm not sure. I mean, he might. Scoregasms might just have enough to get through.
You know what I'll say? One knock against Teddy, I don't think he gives a shit at this time of year, and he might just not pick up anyone off the waiver or do anything with his lineup.
Yeah, that's possible too. He might not be giving too many shits at the moment.
I
No,
think he
he's
does.
the doctor.
I think he does because when you win a ring, you win it every year, and you don't want to get last ever.
No, you don't.
I think he doesn't want to get last. I think he's right a little high from smoking me last week, and he's gonna. I don't know.
I definitely think he'd like playing the spoiler. Past champion, 2-time champion for sure. Just in a down year. And it's funny, it says 8th place. It doesn't feel like Teddy was in 8th place. It felt like he was closer to 10th this season. It didn't feel like he was his squad was in it this year so much as Fibonacci's right up until the end. Fibonacci's just right as it was getting across that finish line, it just was like that car that fell apart.
Yeah, it's like here's what it is. Here's the analogy. So Tommy's team is like, his team's been like, kind of. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Oh, you got to say it now.
It's just like, it reminds you of the guy that watches too much porn, and then when he actually is with a real woman, he can't get it up because it doesn't kind of like live up to the instant gratification that porn gives you, and therefore he can't get it up with a real woman, and he's like, oh, what's going on? I don't know how to fucking do it. Like, just give me a shot, give me a chance. And that's what it kind of feels like looking at his team, man.
Yeah, this sounds kind of close to home, Zeke.
I mean, it's not at all close to home because I am home with a permanent P, so I don't have to worry about that. But it's just an analogy, my friend. And like again, Tommy,
Tommy's the only guy who never dunked on you this whole season, and you're saying he has ED as a team?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I do.
That's crazy. Where is your loyalty, Zeke? Is Tommy on the list?
It's not about that. It's not about that.
Tommy doesn't deserve to be on the list. He's a good man.
He's not on the list. All right.
Well, you just said he has. You said his team has ED.
I do. I did say that, and I believe that.
I believe that.
But if you look back at early podcasts when he was on fire, I was sucking him off. I was tickling his balls. I was sucking him off. I was giving him a little juice.
You're doing him in his due diligence when he had it, but the wheels fell off.
The wheels fell off the fucking wagon, dude.
I mean, like in the worst way imaginable. It's been he lost most of his running backs, all of his quarterbacks. Dobbs cut 1 week. In the same week, he loses Herbert. It's just he's just had a bit of a.
I really
season.
like if you would never actually do this, but if Tommy dropped Herbert and picked up like Joe Flacco or Jake Browning, he would have made the playoffs.
Holy cow.
Which is crazy.
And Jamaica Chavez picked them both up.
I would have done that. I think I would have done that. And I think if Stroud is questionable and he isn't starting, I'm going to drop him. I'm going to pick up some scrub to get me to the end because I can't afford not to.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to drop him, though. You could afford to potentially IR him for the game.
Yeah.
But that means waiting. That means waiting for that rental and assuming nobody else wants that rental.
Yeah.
Which is the interesting wrinkle in our league is that there is always a rental quarterback available. Jeffrey and I were talking about that, and I was saying, should we increase the limit to 3? And now that everybody's used to it, and he was saying, no, it's kind of tremendous how it's set up because it is a super flex league, so it's beneficial to play a second quarterback, but you're not forced to. However, carrying 2 quarterbacks and that limit, having a rental available is just an incredible option for everybody.
I think it makes it way more fun. We used to do 3 QB slots, and there was a lot of stashing.
Yeah, I like that they're. Here's the problem with the Union Peer League too, which jury's still out, and I don't know if I'm gonna fully join yet. I haven't committed. It sounds like a fun idea, but I'm kind of satisfied with these rules because they're still bendable and manipulatable, but also really sound. And I like a bench, and I like, I like being able to use the bench to your benefit. Um, and I guess, it's like, look, I stashed Murray Kyler Murray all year, man. The IR just had him down there. Jeff is texting me every fucking day. Hey man, what do you think about dropping Russ? What are you gonna drop? All this stuff. And I just thought it just makes for interesting news. It makes for interesting weeks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
the waiver wire has been
it.
flush we have a 12-man league, guys. And usually the waiver wire is not flush in 12-man leagues. The reason it's flush, we have a shorter bench, and there's a limitation on those bench. You can only have 5 running backs. You can only have max. You can only have 5 wide receivers max. And that forces these weird sit-cut decisions that Zeke talks about that makes our league so interesting and then opens up the waiver wire to such crazy acquisitions like Devin Achane being down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
James, I have a quick, because I think I remember your power rankings from last night.
Mm-hmm.
Do you stand by them?
I put out new power rankings today, I believe, on the phone.
Let's hear them.
I'm going Jeffrey, me, Jack, Zeke.
Then you got Bruce, then me,
Danke,
then
Austin. That's
my
my power rankings going into the playoffs. But that's
you got Jack above
it's not based off past history. It's not based off past history. It's based off a tabula rasa, as what Danny referred to. Going into this week, advantages, matchups. Zeke's not in the most advantaged position as he was 2 weeks ago because of the injuries to Tyreek, because of the injuries to Stroud. You got to recognize that does impact it a little bit. So
absolutely 81 points. Yeah.
So it lowers 108 is possible too.
James, if I'm number 4 and Aussie's number 7 and I have a chance against him in your power rankings, it makes no fucking sense what you just said.
The power rankings are different than my matchup analysis.
Oh my god, dude! It's all silly. It just it doesn't.
Tell me yours. Tell me your rankings. Yeah,
I just feel like you guys are trying to rile me up.
I'm not.
Yeah, James isn't, which is the funniest part.
I'm not. Tell me your power rankings.
I would have you at number 1, but you've lost the last 3 games, and you're 8-6, and it's just you're kind of like the Houston Texans in this league, and I would have you at number 1. There's no clear, concise number 1 besides Jeff. And look, I'm not gonna, although you're scary to match up with, I gotta give him credit where credit's due, and I think Jeff's number 1 in the power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll give it to him. Then me, then you, then Bruce, then Danke, then Machines, then Austie.
Really? You're ranking Machines under Danke and Bruce? I'm ranking him over most of those guys.
I said Power Walkers, me, you,
yep.
Bruce, Danke, Machines.
Yeah, no, I find it that I know. No, I had it right. You had Machines under them, and I find it interesting that you do have Machines ranked much lower than I do in my power rankings. That is one difference. I am playing him, and he is projected to put up a high amount of points. I don't, but still, I think he is one of the scarier teams in the playoffs.
But people love to put up points on him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People love it. If you look at the points against, he's the highest because people love to put points against his team, dude. The luck has it that the other team's going to score a shitload against him and her. And it's just like this thing that he attracts. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this points against.
Zeke always got Allison's back. That's true.
He's points against prone. And so that's why I put him there.
Yankee.
Yeah, worst defense. Jack has a really bad defense.
Yeah, as far as points against goes, for sure.
Yeah.
So Danny, what are your power rankings sitting at?
I haven't thought about it. I guess I'd put Austin number 1. Then Bruce, then James, then Jack, then Jeff, then Zeke.
Jesus Christ.
I love the Bozo the Clown rankings. I'll have him dancing in a little gif there. On the side.
You know what? Here's my honest rankings in the playoffs. Everyone is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new day.
7 fresh teams.
It's a new day. 7 baby, literal, fucking embryonic fluid on them, fresh babies.
We shaved off the crust of the league, and all we have left is the fresh inside of the fruit.
Supple. Yep.
It's gonna be
all except you can't look past Austin's 6-game losing streak.
No,
doesn't matter.
You're right.
And yet,
I mean,
but yet every Union Peer analyst is like, oh yeah,
he's due.
You know, his lineup's never been sharper. His fingers have never been.
I wouldn't say every Union Peer analyst. Sharper. I would say if you looked at their last names, there's something common about them.
Yeah,
might be.
Dritus. Well, it's all good.
It is good.
This was a good rebuttal cast. I appreciate you guys for inviting me out, and I wasn't gonna do it, and I told myself I wasn't gonna do it. And I'm glad we did it.
I'm glad you did. It's always fun getting you guys to talk football.
It's good. It's good.
Absolutely.
What's your who do you think? What teams? Here's another side, and we can this could be like a nice segue out. But what teams? This is kind of an unfantasy related question. What teams you think are who you're predicting going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, I love this. Yeah, so let's go. 49ers are my team for sure. I think they're the ones that's going to take it all the way. So they're the NFC pick. AFC, that's a little different. Baltimore doing well. Buffalo, not doing well, but, well enough. Trying to think of who's going to be representing the AFC.
I got a Super Bowl rematch. Eagles, Chiefs.
I mean,
really?
Outside the Chiefs, Buffalo, and Ravens, those are probably the top 3 AFC teams, maybe. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody.
But I got Philly winning this year. Philly's
going to get wrecked by Niners.
Eagles, Chiefs, and I think Philly's going to win it.
I think Dallas has Eagles number 2. But, I mean, they absolutely can put it on. I just feel like their defense is a little worse this year, where Dallas has the defense, has the offense. So here's how I'm seeing it. Philly has the offense, doesn't really have the defense, has the winning mentality, has the ability to just win games by will. By way of their coach, by way of their players. They got Jalen Hurts. Yeah. They don't play with a 10-yard game. They play an 8-yard football game because of that tush push.
And I think in the playoffs, the brotherly shove is going to really be crucial.
It will be. It's going to be crucial. But they've had 2 crucial losses this year to the other 2 contenders, Dallas and San Francisco, the other 2 NFC contenders. I feel like those 2 teams got their number because while Philly has the offense, doesn't necessarily have the defense, has the willpower. San Francisco has the offense, has the defense, has the willpower, has the hit power. Dallas has the offensive power and the defensive power. And I just feel like they both got kind of the edges there.
I think it's going to be like a Union Peer Machines and social propaganda situation, and Dallas and 49ers will knock one of each other off.
Yeah, it is. I think so. That's true.
And they're going to be so wounded and like kind of fatigued that the Eagles are going to swoop right in and take it.
That's a possibility. That's where I talk about where that Philly has this intangible quality. I'll give them that. They have this intangible quality of just being able to hang in games and win them.
Especially in Philly. So if they can get the home field advantage, I really feel like they're going to be a strong finish, and I think they're going to win the NFC. What is it? West or NFC East?
So you got Philly Chiefs. You got Philly Chiefs. I got 49ers Chiefs. Or 49ers Buffalo.
I like the 49ers. Just for fun, I'm going to say 49ers Bengals. I think Jake Browning is sneaky good. And Cincinnati's a team of destiny, and the AFC's weirdly, everyone in that league has fucking problems.
They do.
Yeah, and the Ravens are in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Lamar can win clutch games. Whenever it's like a 2-minute drill with Lamar, he like fumbles or does something stupid. He got bailed out by like a punter.
You think a game in December or January, whenever the heck the playoff divisionals are, Lamar versus Jake Browning, and you think Jake Browning takes it?
I swear to God, yes.
Wow.
And that's
I don't like Lamar. Yeah. And that's why what?
It's just such a point chaser comment to say. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I'm adding something interesting. It's called content, motherfucker.
That's true. All right, boys. What's your wisdom of the week before we sign off?
Be good to the fantasy gods.
That's a good one.
Respect the fantasy gods.
Happy wife, happy life, man. Honestly.
Never test the depth of the river with both feet.
Okay.
All right, boys. Let's go. Have a great one, everybody. Punt that like button for our guests. That was a fun little podcast. And boys, I'll see you guys next week. Good luck.
Woo, 108 to 81.
Good luck, Star Slut.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, that was really fun.
That was a blast.